It's been almost 500 days since New Zealand and Australia have played international sevens, so what better way to resume than a weekend of matches between some of the world's best. A stellar lineup of the best from New Zealand, the Black Ferns and All Black Sevens against Australia's Sevens in the build-up to Tokyo 2021. Charlotte Caslick, Demi Hayes, Maddie Higgins-Ashby, Faith Nathan, Soraya Paki, Ivania Politi and Shani Williams there. No Ellia Green playing in this match for Australia, but we will see her over the course of the weekend as she returns from a knee injury as well. Of course, the Australian coach is John Manenti too, so a really good Australian lineup. They're missing maybe a couple. Emma Tonegado not here. She is still back in Australia rehabbing from injury, but otherwise it is a pretty stacked Australian team that we're going to see over the course of this weekend. Remembering too, of course, that each team are going to play a couple of games a day. And here is the Black Ferns Sevens. Well, they are at basically full strength. Tui Hirini, the captain, Blyde, Nathan Wong, Brazier, Fitzpatrick and Woodman back in international sevens for the first time in 2 years. Willie will say that is a very good team when you've got Fluter and Williams starting off the bench.
Well, it's the young guns, isn't it? But as you mentioned, it's really established, and to have a name like Woodman on your side every time they play opposition, well, it's a guaranteed 14 points basically.
It'll be Tyler Nathan Wong from New Zealand to get this match underway. The first of many over this weekend. Trans-Tasman rivalry is back. And it's Nathan Wong, that familiar move where she switches the restart, the kick-off, and it's going to be an error straight away. And now bouncing, it goes to 10. So New Zealand allowed to attack it. They've got a lucky bounce off that restart, New Zealand, but it'll be Australia with the position to work it out. And smashed early turnover for New Zealand. Big hit coming in from Michaela Blyde. Australia still picking up the loose ball, but the penalty goes New Zealand's way. Well, massive hit early on as New Zealand set away through Hirini, and now Tui looking to get Woodman into the action early on. Here's Woodman out wide as she got the pace and the skills shepherded towards the sideline. Ball still in field there for Hirini. Flings it for Brazier. Brazier with all the time and skill, able to get rid of one. And now New Zealand have got numbers. Blyde's got Fitzpatrick. Blyde is going to put her head down. Politi coming across with the chase, and it's going to be Michaela Blyde in the corner for the first score.
Well, all about pressure as well. The Australians, they were unsettled from the two big hits that came in from Ruby Tui and also from Blyde, the try scorer. And then just look at this. This is the big hit that really made them think, geez, are we really in New Zealand? You bet you are. And from that, they got the penalty, and from the penalty, they just worked it down one side with Woodman, and then the killer strike with Blyde, one of the top try scorers on the Sevens circuit. She's in for the first of many.
New Zealand 7-0 through Michaela Blyde. In the opening stages, Australia yet to really get ball in hand. Nathan Wong, this time the restart is pinpoint, and it's brought down by the wonderful Australian captain Shani Williams in the blue headgear, but getting in over the ball is her opposite, Hirini. Stolen back for New Zealand.
Well, everything just going the way of the Black Ferns at the moment. The kick-off is perfect. Good pressure from Woodman, and also captain over the top in Hirini.
It's such a forte, a strength of Sarah Hirini as New Zealand set a move through. Nathan Wong cut out ball for Blyde. Politi is able to come across as Blyde chops back in field, this time taking the ground on the 22. Try to recycle quickly New Zealand, but it spilled the way of the Australians, and Higgins-Ashby goes straight up the middle looking for the support play. Couldn't quite link up with Faith Nathan on the outside, and now New Zealand have won it back. There was a chance at an intercept there. Had a look at it, but the referee had blown her whistle. And it's Nathan Wong. She's got Brazier tucked in behind her, so options left and right, and they come to the left. Nathan Wong for Brazier, who's got Blyde, the try scorer. Australia have read that well. Caslick tries to bring Blyde down. She's so strong, such a ball of muscle and energy. Spreading now for Tui, who shoves the long ball wide for Woodman, who's got a little bit more space to try and get around the outside, this time of Nathan, who's done really well to cling on to Woodman, who's still pumping the legs. Lays the ball back for Tui, who set them away with that big pass. Nathan Wong, now Hirini roaming in midfield, taking on Williams. Blyde one-on-one with Politi, spies the gap. They hung off her a little bit. Good covering tackle coming across by Hayes for Australia, though. And again, a knock-on as the ball's on the ground for the Aussies. They're under pressure early.
Terrific read. They're pushing Blyde back inside, and Demi Hayes with a copybook tackle right around the bootlaces. The luxury of having Woodman on one side and then Blyde on the other.
And then Stacey Flula's sitting on the bench, World Series Player of the Year before the shutdown. Here go the New Zealanders again. Gail Broughton's onto the field. We know her fancy footwork goes hard into heavy contact, though. Is thrown to the ground by Higgins-Ashby. good young player, Maddie Higgins-Ashby for Australia. Woodman, wide. All looking back in field, pumping those legs. New Zealand pressing again, looking for their second try of the match in the opening half. Here's Broughton running across field and now finds Tui and tries to cut a ball, loop it up over the top for Blyde, who's got the pace to get there, and now that's good work from Caslick to win it back for Australia, and the Australians make something of it. No, Broughton steals it for New Zealand. Good strength from Gail Broughton. Caslick not happy, didn't get the call from the referee. Tui roaming in midfield. Oh, Hiddeny, little boot to ball for Woodman to chase. There's some empty territory ahead of Portia Woodman. Again tracking back, it's fumbled on the ground. Australia, Hiddeny picks up the loose ball off her own kick. New Zealand push for another. Nathan Wong arrives to playmake in the middle. Brazier for Broughton. Broughton for Blyde. Blyde one-on-one, trying to get around the outside of Hayes. Little in and out, and Blyde rather in the corner again.
Real feature of the women's game that's improved tenfold is the passing skills of these women. Now, it's not easy to go left to right and to pass it the distance that some of them are throwing it, but just have a look how they're able to work it from one flank. That's one side of the field, straight across within 4 passes. It's in the hands of Blyde, and she's one of the best finishers. She picks up a double in the first half.
Michaela Blyde can probably actually hear us. She's close. 2 tries for the New Zealand Flyer in this first half. Time for the restart though. Huda hadn't gone before that time was up, so New Zealand might fancy themselves one more here to get this underway. Nathan Wong a little bit longer this time. It's Williams underneath it. There was almost a bit of confusion for Australia. Oh, here's Caslick. This could be dangerous. Just can't find the connection though. Unlucky. Australia almost open up for them, and that should be half time, is it? Yeah, it will be half time. So New Zealand will go to the break. Really positive start. 2 tries to Michaela Blyde in the left wing corner, and they'll go 12-0 up into half time. So New Zealand rolling a few changes. Here's some space for Blyde. Going to try and get around the outside. A little bit soft underfoot. Had to stop and check her run a couple of times. It was good work by that player, Willie Lusse mentioned, Faith Nathan. And there she is again, hassling Brazier, but New Zealand able to retain possession. Hard against their own goalpost. Oh, hit and he went to throw it and then thought better of it. The Australians rounding on her. Good tackle made. New Zealand patient though with ball in hand. No sign of panic just yet. Nathan Wong. Australia swarming in. And now they're trying to break away through. Flula using her pace and her strength. Now Politi's going to have to chase. She's got plenty of it too. Great tackle of Vania Politi. Such a standout for Australia over the last few years. Penalty New Zealand though, and they want to go on with it. Hiddeny trying to catch the Australians offside. Nathan Wong for Brazier. Broughton out here in the middle too, and Blyde once more. It's all the bees, and Blyde looking for 3. Can't hold on to that one though. Ball's gone backwards, says the referee, and it's play on for New Zealand. Hiddeny. Here's Williams with her first touch, roaming in the middle. Niall Williams looking to unleash Flula out wide. Good hands, puts on a little bit of footwork. Stacey Flula keeping the ball alive for Hiddeny in New Zealand. And now Hiddeny looking for the inside pass, and there are all yellow jerseys around her. Ball still there for Australia. And they'll get a chance to clear now that they're pushed hard back on their own line. Once again, it's tough going for the visitors at the moment. Having to dig in hard for that, and there'll be a scrum.
No real advantage from where they were, the Australians, and Alicia Lefau-Fakasalia. She got the ball and about 3 Black Ferns at the same time, but take a bow, Charlotte Caslick. She is one of the best defenders in World Sevens. Her ability with her pace, but also there at the sweeping roll, and she was able to chop tackle a couple of the Black Ferns who were really going. Hiddeny, I thought, was in for all money.
Caslick going to take it upon herself just to get some ball in hand. Here's Lily Dick. And now through the hands they go. Oh, Williams coming in for big hit, brushing off that player we were talking about, Lefau-Fakasalia. And now Caslick trying to get some footwork and getting straight up the middle. A little bit of room out wide this time for Australia, and another of their new faces, Biena Tarita. BB they call it. Now goes Caslick away. Better from Australia, trying to get a bit of momentum and continuity into their game. Trying to get in New Zealand's half. Dick looking to scoot around the outside of Williams, which is always a difficult thing to do. Lily Dick, another of the promising Aussie youngsters. And here's another penalty and an opportunity for Australia through Politi and Caslick. Those are the key, but the connection between 2 of the old stages just doesn't come together.
Nathan Wong asking the question about whether she was over the ball and had all rights to play it. The referee said no. That was the reason for the penalty, and that's the first time the Australians have actually got inside New Zealand half. I know real estate's expensive here, but I'm sure the Australians could afford a little piece of it.
Well, especially this part of town. Jeepers. Still 12-0 the score. 2 tries to Michaela Blyde in the first half. Nothing so far in the second. Here's Fitzpatrick, the unsung hero of the New Zealand team, pumping the legs and being tackled just on halfway. Williams has got Woodman outside her. Woodman chopping back in field, trying to take on a couple of the new Aussie players. Oh, Nathan Wong got smashed from behind from Lefau Fakulasia, who's really made an impact coming off the bench. The youngster in jersey 1. Australia, Kramer. Laurie Kramer it is. 15s player who's making a switch to 7s. Here's Lefau Fakulasia again. And Staples will clear at the base of the ruck. Kramer, Terita across the field, working hard midfield. Good strong player in the middle. Oh, Kramer makes the error under pressure from New Zealand, and New Zealand look to break. Williams gets rid of it quickly and she gets smashed at the same time. No room for Woodman. She's been well looked after by the Australian defence. They've needed to. Dutoy made the tackle on that occasion. Now Tui for New Zealand. Straight up through the middle, ghosting across Ruby Tui, and then puts the foot down. She's a winger in 15s last year. Ruby Tui scores New Zealand's third.
Well, put it down to the class of Fitzpatrick. It was the tackle and the turnover of Teresa Fitzpatrick that got the ball back for the Black Ferns after Australia were passing the ball around, and then they went down the flank to Woodman, who, as you mentioned, Ricky, has been well looked after. They know the threat that she is, but because they had to send in more defenders, it meant that there was gaps in the midfield, and who better than Ruby Tui to go through?
New Zealand have been in control of this match. There are a few little nerves to start with, but they just have not let Australia get hands on ball as Nathan Wong converts the work of Fitzpatrick and the try scorer Tui.
Look at her go. I mean, that is just beautiful to watch. A forward that does so much good work at the breakdown and also at the set pieces, and then the ability to be given a little bit of space, and she took it.
Poldy Lane with the restart, and Brazier chases. She takes down Kramer with a big hit, and now there's some room for Australia to move. Vienna Tarita got good footwork, good strong play. You'll hear go Bibi. That's what she's widely known as. Kramer trying to work her way up through the middle for Australia. Australia looking to string some phases together. Tarita, who was MVP of the World Schools Tournament a couple of years ago here in Auckland. Kramer, nowhere to go. The New Zealanders surrounding her, wanting to keep a clean scorecard. They may just do that. Kaslik wrapped up around the ankles by Poldy Lane. Australia looking to get something out of this first match. Kramer puts a little kick ahead. She's taken a ground, and it'll be a penalty taken late by New Zealand. So chance here for the Aussies to set something from halfway. It'll be Kaslik to take command.
This is your last play.
Kaslik looks left and right, and what the options are. She's got Dick out to her right, and it's that way that she goes, and now cutting back in field, spinning across, and tried to tap forward. It might have gone forward. Yeah, it does, says the referee, right in line with us here, and that will be full time, and it is a great return to international sevens for the Black Ferns. A strong start. 2 tries to Michaela Blyde in the first half, 1 to Ruby Tui in the second, and New Zealand take the opening match of Trans-Tasman Sevens 19 points to 0.